Just to reiterate what was in the pre-sentence report, I've always found Mr. Kraft to be pleasant, positive, and polite in all of our dealings, and I know he is going to file an appeal in this matter, so with that, we'd ask the court go ahead with sentencing.
All right, and Mr. Kraft, did you have anything that you would like to say before I sentence you?
No, ma'am.
Okay, well, Mr. Kraft, at this point you are 26 years old and you have 5 prior felonies and 8 prior misdemeanors, and we're here for you to be sentenced regarding this incident that occurred back in June of 2022, June 23rd to be exact, where you, along with at least one other person, apparently made the decision to end the lives of Mr. Lusk and Mr. Vaughn. You were found guilty after evidence was presented to a jury. You had a jury trial. There was a lot of evidence presented, including some Ring camera footage. There was some video from a store from across the street. That, along with all of the other evidence presented, led to you being convicted of this double homicide, as well as being a felon in possession of a firearm which you were ineligible to possess, carrying a concealed weapon, and then 3 counts of felony firearm. I want to say to the family members that spoke and those who didn't, that I am sorry for your loss. Better yet, I am sorry that the lives of these men were stolen from you, that your father was stolen from you, that your uncle was stolen from you. You are definitely understandably angry in this moment. I was glad to hear Ms. Crump state that she does not have hatred towards this defendant, because that hatred would only serve to continue to victimize you for years to come, as opposed to having you focused on continuing to represent your father's legacy, which is obviously more important. And Mr. Kraft, I don't know, obviously your actions had a ripple effect. I don't know if you didn't think of the ripple effect or simply didn't care. Your actions in this case are simply inexplicable, and this is just a needless tragedy. I'm not sure what more I can say with respect to that, and there are mandatory sentences in this case, so what I'm going to do is sentence you in accordance with those mandatory sentences, which means that for counts 4, 5, 6, and 7, which are this carrying a concealed weapon and the 3 felony firearm charges, you're going to receive 716 days credit for all of those. For the felony firearms, I'm sentencing you to the 2-year mandatory sentence. For the carrying a concealed weapon, I am sentencing you to 4 to 5 years in the Michigan Department of Corrections, which will be served consecutively to the felony firearm charges. I'm sorry, the CCW will not be consecutive. It will be running concurrently. In addition to that, for counts 1 and 2, which are the homicides of Mr. Lusk and Mr. Vaughn, I'm sentencing you to the mandatory sentence of life in prison without parole. And this, you'll receive credit for 0 days. This sentence will have to run consecutively to the felony firearm charges. And I'm also sentencing you to, for the counts 3 and 4, which are the felon in possession and the carrying concealed weapon, I'm sentencing you to 4 to 5 years in the Michigan Department of Corrections. That's in accordance and within the guidelines scored for those particular counts. In addition to that, Mr. Kraft, you will be responsible for $476 state minimum cost, $130 crime victim rights assessment, and $1,000 in court costs. You do have 42 days to appeal this sentence, Mr. Kraft, and if you'd like a court-appointed attorney to represent you in an appeal, you have 42 days to make that request. And that's what the purple sheet is for, that the deputy will give you. Okay, thank you.
Thank you, Your Honor.